Fictionista fans. I am Sami-Jo, your Monday Fictionista. And this week our topic is going to be on our writing weaknesses and strengths. Let's start with the strengths since we'll start positive. I guess finding time to write is a strength, the writing strength. It is 4:45 in the morning right now. I didn't just get up, I've still been awake all night. I'm actually in preparation for an overnight shift as I have a day job as well that I do on top of writing. And in order to do that, to have a life and to have money, I have to find time to carve out for writing, which is very hard sometimes. So that's a whole, put your butt in the chair type thing. Weaknesses. We all like to think we don't have any weaknesses, though I probably have thought of more weaknesses than positives at this point since I am still a newbie. So the first weakness I'm going to out myself for is figuring out what readers want. I am a reader. I like to read a lot, hence the shelf behind me, and there's another one over there as well. But when you're actually writing and you have a lot of the background information already inside your head, you want them to know everything. Everything is not really needed. So you have to figure out what's necessary. Yes, it's necessary that maybe you know that somebody is from a certain city. No, it's not necessary that you know exactly what street they're on if it doesn't pertain to the story. So I actually kind of think that that turns into a strength as well. A lot of times my characters have full backgrounds. You need to know certain information and stuff about your characters just in case, especially if you're doing a series, that if something does come up in the future that you can say it without it being an issue. You already know your characters. People ask you questions. It makes it a lot easier to get into their past. And so I know a lot of stuff about my characters that you could probably ask me about, and I know, but I mean, it might not necessarily make it to the page. Oh, another weakness, which happens in most of my life, not just in writing, I would say, is the analysis paralysis. It is when you have to make a decision and it goes one way or the other and you end up just sort of not making a decision and it stalls you. I don't necessarily get writer's block as I do decision block. So maybe you've brainstormed a million ideas about the way that your story can go. Sure, it can go this way and kind of be more romantic, or it could go that way and end in bloodshed. But you have to choose a way to go. And for myself, I have troubles deciding which way to go because I don't want the other way, like maybe it's better. Maybe people will like it better that way. And I end up stalling, which is not a good thing. And it's definitely a part of one of my weaknesses. Strengths again. What do I have here? Oh, I am a reader, as I've already said, and I am well acquainted with my genre. So the genre for the series that I'm working on is urban fantasy. I have a lot of urban fantasy novels and I read them quite frequently. So there's sort of tropes and such that are going to come up that your readers are going to expect. You should be acquainted with those even if you don't use them all, just to make sure that you're giving them what they want, or else you're not going to get the response that you need. But I know that I've read things that are tagged as urban fantasy or in that genre or associated sort of with that genre, and if it doesn't follow suit, kind of feel cheated because it's not what you expected to buy. So making sure that you know what your readers want and a lot about your genre that you're writing in is very important. Okay, so as I've mentioned before too, is as a weakness here, I am a wordy person. I will use 20 words when 4 will do. I don't know why. I'm not really sure, but it's an issue, and in editing, I have to really cut down. Things like using Twitter and practicing on flash fiction, stuff like that. Anything with sort of boundaries that it gives you kind of helps you to pare it down a little bit and figure out what is actually needed because you only have so many words to do it in. So kind of giving yourself a goal in that way works a little bit. But yeah, I use too many words. They're just all over the place. It's a car accident of words. It's not even good. I am hopefully going to be going to sleep soon because I do need sleep at some point before I work a 12-hour shift. And so it was fun chatting with you. Make sure that you share and tweet all that fun stuff with the Fictionistas, and stay tuned to see what the other Fictionistas feel are their weaknesses and strengths, though I'm sure they are amazing as I've read some of their stuff and they're just great. But thank you, and have a great night or day or whatever it is where you are. Thanks. Bye.